something. When was the last time you truly felt like you were living life on your own terms? I mean really living, not just getting by or going through the motions. It's a big question, isn't it? Because here's the thing, after 60, life has this way of changing shape. The routines you once knew, the expectations that once defined your days, they start to shift. And sometimes, it feels like society's focus shifts with them, as though the spotlight has moved on to someone else. But let me share a truth with you, a truth that might just change the way you see everything. This stage of life, it can be the most powerful, the most meaningful, and yes, the most fulfilling chapter of all. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How do you make this time count when so much around you seems different? That's where the magic lies. It's not in reinventing the wheel or chasing after things that don't align with who you are. It's about mastering a few simple, yet profound attitudes. These aren't just ideas, they are tools. Tools that will set you apart from 90% of people and allow you to thrive, not just survive. Stick around, because I'm about to show you how to unlock these mindsets and use them to create the kind of life you've always envisioned for yourself. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to dive into something truly transformative. Together, we're going to explore 7 attitudes that can redefine how you approach this incredible chapter of life. These aren't abstract concepts or feel-good fluff. These are practical, time-tested approaches to thriving in ways that make a difference. Whether it's your health, your relationships, your sense of purpose, or even the legacy you want to leave behind, these 7 attitudes hold the key. And here's the best part. By the time we're done, you'll not only understand these principles but also have clear, actionable steps to start implementing them today. Because this isn't just about inspiration, it's about transformation. Now, let me paint a picture for you. Imagine this. You're sitting on your porch with a hot cup of coffee in your hand. The world feels quieter now, doesn't it? Retirement is here, the kids are grown, and the constant demands of work are behind you. At first, it feels like freedom, like a weight has been lifted. But then, as the days settle in, you find yourself wondering, what's next? How do I make this time truly count? It's not about filling your calendar with endless to-dos. It's about making every single day matter, finding joy in the simple things, and creating a life that feels deeply fulfilling. And the answer? It doesn't lie in chasing something new or trying to fit someone else's mold. It lies in adopting the right attitudes, the ones that make you stand out, that give you energy and purpose, and that reconnect you to what really matters most. Because here's the truth, this chapter of your life isn't an ending. It's a beginning. It's a chance to live with clarity, intention, and fulfillment in a way that most people never discover. You're here because you want something real. You want to wake up each morning knowing that what you're doing, how you're living, is making a difference to you, to your loved ones, and to the world around you. And you're in exactly the right place, because these 7 attitudes are going to show you how to do just that. So take a deep breath, settle in, and let's get started. This journey is about to change everything. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these attitudes resonates with you the most? Which one feels like the right place for you to start? Let me know in the comments. I want to be part of your journey and hear about the steps you're taking. And if you're ready to dive deeper into building a life that feels fulfilling and meaningful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and I have so much more to share with you. Attitude 1. Embrace lifelong learning. You're never too old to learn. Let that sink in for a moment. It's a simple statement, but it carries incredible power. Think back to when you were younger. Remember that feeling of curiosity, the thrill of discovering something new, whether it was the first time you fixed something with your hands, mastered a skill, or learned about a subject that fascinated you. That spark is still there. It's still alive, waiting to be reignited, no matter your age. The world today moves fast. Technology is advancing at a pace that can feel overwhelming. Social media, smartphones, and new gadgets come and go before we even fully understand them. It's easy to feel like the world is racing ahead while you're standing still. Maybe you've even caught yourself thinking, is it worth trying to keep up? But let me tell you, it's not just worth it, it's essential. Lifelong learning isn't about keeping pace with every new trend. It's about keeping your mind sharp, your spirit alive, and your life meaningful. Learning is the antidote to stagnation. It gives you a reason to wake up in the morning with a sense of purpose, a goal to strive toward. And here's the beauty of it. It's never been easier to learn something new. Pick one thing you've always wanted to explore. Maybe you've always been curious about history, those pivotal moments that shaped the world we live in today. Imagine diving into the stories of the past, understanding not just what happened, but why it happened. It gives you perspective, a deeper appreciation for the journey humanity has taken and where we're headed next. Or maybe it's music. Perhaps you've always admired the piano or the guitar but never had the time to learn. There's something incredibly fulfilling about creating music with your own hands, feeling the notes come to life under your fingertips. And guess what? You don't need to enroll in an expensive course or hire a private tutor. There are countless free and affordable online resources, video tutorials, and apps designed to help beginners at any age. And let's talk about technology. I know it can feel daunting, but think of it as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. Have you ever wanted to connect more with your grandkids? Understanding how to send a video message, share a photo, or even play an online game with them can bridge that gap. Technology isn't just a tool. It's a way to strengthen relationships and stay connected with the people who matter most to you. Start small. Maybe it's learning how to use a new app or understanding how to organize your photos on your phone. Each small step builds confidence and opens doors you didn't even know were there. Here's the thing about lifelong learning. It's not just about the knowledge you gain. It's about the process. Every time you challenge your brain to absorb something new, you're keeping it active, engaged, and healthy. Studies have shown that learning new skills can improve memory, delay cognitive decline, and even enhance your emotional well-being. It's like exercise for your mind, and just like physical activity, the more you do it, the stronger you become. Let me share a story. Michelangelo, one of the greatest artists in history, once said at age 87, "I'm still learning." Think about that. A man who had accomplished more in his lifetime than most people could ever dream of, still committed to growing, discovering, and pushing himself to be better. That's the mindset we should all aspire to. It's not about achieving perfection or becoming an expert. It's about the journey of growth, the joy of curiosity, and the fulfillment of knowing you're better today than you were yesterday. So, what's stopping you? Take that first step. Choose one area that excites you, that challenges you, or even scares you a little. Maybe it's cooking a new cuisine, diving into the world of photography, or finally tackling that stack of books you've been meaning to read. Whatever it is, start today. Set aside just 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be intentional. And here's the best part. Learning isn't just about what you gain for yourself. It's about what you can share with others. Imagine the joy of teaching your grandkids a card game you've just mastered, or sharing an interesting fact about history at your next family gathering. Lifelong learning connects you with others, enriches your relationships, and adds depth to the legacy you leave behind. So, as you listen to this, take a moment to ask yourself, what have I always wanted to learn? What excites me? What's something I can explore that will bring me joy and growth? Write it down. Make it real. Because the journey of lifelong learning starts with one small step. And remember, it's not about the destination. It's about the curiosity, the growth, and the fulfillment you find along the way. You're never too old to learn, and the best time to start is right now. Attitude 2. Prioritize health like a project. Your body is your most valuable asset. Think about that for a moment. All the dreams, plans, and goals you have, everything depends on this one incredible vessel that carries you through life. Yet, how often do we treat it like the treasure it truly is? It's easy to let it slip down the priority list. Life gets busy, routines take over, and before you know it, taking care of your health feels like just another chore. But here's the truth, you can't live fully if you're not healthy. All the opportunities, the joy, and the connections in your life start with how you feel, physically and mentally. Let me ask you this, how do you start your mornings? Do you wake up feeling energized and ready to take on the day? Or do you find yourself sluggish, maybe dealing with stiffness, aches, or that nagging fatigue that seems harder to shake as the years go by? If it's the latter, don't worry, you're not alone. But the good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. Your health is not fixed. It's not something you either have or don't have. It's a project, something you can work on, improve, and nurture, no matter your starting point. Imagine waking up and feeling truly alive, with a sense of vitality and strength that makes you excited to tackle whatever the day holds. It's possible, and it starts with small, intentional changes. Here's a simple yet powerful idea: adopt a morning routine. It doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Start with a 15-minute walk. Step outside, breathe in the fresh morning air, and let your body move. Walking isn't just good for your physical health. It clears your mind, boosts your mood, and sets a positive tone for the entire day. It's like hitting the reset button, giving yourself the energy and focus to handle whatever comes your way. Pair that walk with a few light stretches. You don't need to be a yoga expert or spend hours contorting into impossible positions. Just focus on loosening up your body, especially those areas that tend to get tight: your back, shoulders, and legs. Stretching increases your flexibility, reduces stiffness, and improves your range of motion. It's a small act that pays huge dividends in how you feel throughout the day. And here's another simple yet transformative step. Drink a glass of water first thing in the morning. After hours of sleep, your body craves hydration. That first glass of water kickstarts your metabolism, flushes out toxins, and helps you feel refreshed. It's such a small action, but it signals to your body and mind that you're prioritizing your well-being from the moment you wake up. These 3 steps, walking, stretching, and hydrating, might sound basic, but that's the beauty of them. They're easy to start, and they're incredibly effective. It's not about overhauling your life in one day. It's about building a foundation of health, one habit at a time. And the results? You'll feel them almost immediately. Your energy will improve, your mood will lift, and you'll start to see the ripple effect these habits create in every aspect of your life. Let's take a step back and think about the bigger picture. Why does prioritizing your health matter so much? Because it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. A wise man once said, "Health isn't everything, but without it, everything is nothing." Think about the truth in those words. Without your health, it's harder to enjoy the things you love. Whether it's spending time with family, pursuing hobbies, or simply feeling at peace in your own body. Prioritizing your health is an act of self-respect. It's saying to yourself, I deserve to feel good, to have energy, to live my life to the fullest. But here's the thing, this isn't about being perfect. It's not about following a strict diet, hitting the gym for hours, or comparing yourself to anyone else. It's about finding what works for you, taking small, consistent steps, and building momentum over time. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. And the more you invest in your health, the more you'll see returns in every area of your life. So where do you start? Start with just one change. Maybe it's committing to that 15-minute walk each morning. Or maybe it's swapping out one unhealthy snack for a piece of fruit. It doesn't matter how small the step is. What matters is that you take it. And once you do, you'll notice something incredible. Small actions lead to big changes. One healthy habit inspires another. And before you know it, you're building a lifestyle that supports the kind of life you want to live. Let this be your reminder. Your body is your most valuable asset. Treat it with care, respect, and love. It's never too late to prioritize your health, and the best time to start is today. Take that first step. You'll thank yourself for it tomorrow, next week, and for years to come. Attitude 3. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude changes your perspective. Think about that for a moment. Life has a way of pulling our attention to what's missing, what's gone, or what didn't go the way we hoped. It's easy to fall into that trap, isn't it? You glance back at the years gone by, and instead of seeing the richness of your journey, you notice the losses, the missed opportunities, the things you once had but no longer do. It's human nature, but here's the thing. Staying stuck in that mindset robs you of the joy and fulfillment that's still right in front of you. But what if I told you there's a way to shift your perspective entirely? A way to reframe how you see your life, not by changing your circumstances, but by changing how you look at them. That's the power of gratitude. It's not just a feel-good buzzword. It's a transformative practice that can change the way you experience every single day. Here's how it works. Start each day by listing 3 things you're grateful for. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Almost too simple to matter. But don't underestimate the power of this habit. When you take the time to reflect on the good in your life, you're actively rewiring your brain for positivity. You're training yourself to notice the beauty, the abundance, and the blessings that are often overlooked in the rush of everyday life. And the best part? Gratitude doesn't require you to ignore the challenges or struggles you face. It simply shifts your focus, allowing you to see that even in the midst of difficulty, there is still so much to be thankful for. Maybe it's the sunrise you saw this morning, painting the sky with shades of pink and orange. Maybe it's the laughter of your grandkids echoing through the house. Or maybe it's something as small as the first sip of coffee that warms your soul. Gratitude doesn't have to be grand or profound. It thrives in the little things, the moments we often take for granted. Now, let's be real, this isn't always easy. When life feels heavy, when losses weigh on your heart, practicing gratitude can feel like a struggle. But that's precisely when it's most powerful. Gratitude isn't about pretending everything is perfect. It's about finding the good amidst the imperfect. It's about shifting your gaze from what's gone to what remains, from what you lack to what you have. And the more you practice this shift, the more natural it becomes. Over time, gratitude becomes not just something you do, but a way of seeing the world. Think of the wisdom of Epictetus, who said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things he has not but rejoices for those which he has." There's so much truth in that statement. When you focus on what you have, your health, your loved ones, your experiences, you realize just how rich your life truly is. Gratitude doesn't change your past, but it changes how you carry it. It lightens your load and fills your heart with a sense of peace and contentment. Here's a practical way to start. Keep a small notebook by your bed or on your kitchen table. Each morning, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be monumental, just honest reflections of what brings you joy or comfort. And if writing isn't your thing, simply take a few moments to think about them as you drink your morning coffee or take your first steps outside. Let gratitude be the lens through which you view the world, starting from the moment you wake up. And here's the magic of gratitude. It's contagious. When you cultivate gratitude within yourself, it spills over into your interactions with others. You'll find yourself expressing appreciation more often, noticing the kindness of others, and spreading positivity in ways that uplift not just your life but the lives of those around you. Gratitude creates a ripple effect, and it all starts with you. So ask yourself this: what are you grateful for today? Take a moment right now to think about it. Maybe it's a conversation you had yesterday, a memory that made you smile, or the simple fact that you're here, alive, and capable of making today count. Hold on to that feeling. Let it guide you as you move through your day, reminding you that no matter what, there's always something to be thankful for. Gratitude is more than a practice. It's a perspective, a way of living that brings light to even the darkest corners of life. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as your outlook transforms. Because when you live with gratitude, you're not just seeing the world differently, you're experiencing life at its fullest. Attitude 4. Stay connected to family and friends. Loneliness is the silent killer. It's not something you see or hear, but you can feel its weight, can't you? That creeping sense of isolation that can settle in as life changes. Kids grow up and move away, old friends drift apart, and the rhythms of daily life aren't what they used to be. One day, you might find yourself sitting in a quiet house, wondering when the last time was that you had a real, heartfelt conversation. Loneliness doesn't just affect your mood, it impacts your health, your energy, and even your sense of purpose. But here's the good news: it doesn't have to be this way. Connection is one of the most powerful antidotes to loneliness, and it's also one of the most fulfilling aspects of life. Staying connected to family and friends is more than just a nice idea, it's a lifeline. It's what keeps you grounded, happy, and healthy. And while it might feel challenging to maintain those connections as life evolves, it's entirely within your reach to strengthen them, starting today. Think about your family and friends for a moment. Who are the people who bring a smile to your face? Maybe it's your children, your grandchildren, or an old friend you haven't seen in a while. Maybe it's a neighbor you've shared countless conversations with over the years. These relationships are treasures, but like any treasure, they need care and attention to truly shine. The beautiful part is that staying connected doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. Small, intentional actions can make a world of difference. Start by scheduling regular moments to connect. It could be as simple as a weekly coffee chat, where you and a friend meet at the same cafe every Thursday morning to catch up. Or maybe it's hosting Sunday dinners with your family, a chance to gather around the table, share stories, and laugh together. And for those loved ones who live far away, even a quick phone call or video chat can go a long way. Sometimes, just hearing someone's voice can brighten your day and theirs. The key is to make these moments a priority, to put them on your calendar and treat them with the same importance as any other commitment. If you're not sure where to start, think about reaching out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe there's an old friend you've lost touch with, someone who would be thrilled to hear from you. Send a text, make a call, or even write a letter if that feels more personal. You might be surprised by how quickly the connection rekindles. Remember, relationships don't have to be perfect to be meaningful. What matters is showing up and letting the people in your life know they matter to you. And here's the incredible thing about staying connected. It's not just good for the soul, it's good for your health. A groundbreaking Harvard study that spanned over 80 years found that close relationships, more than money or fame, are what keep people happy and healthy throughout their lives. Think about that for a second. It's not the size of your bank account or the titles you've held that matter most. It's the quality of the relationships you nurture. Strong connections with loved ones lower stress, improve physical health, and even help you live longer. They are the glue that holds life together, especially as you navigate its later chapters. Let's not forget that connection is a two-way street. Just as these relationships enrich your life, your presence and involvement enrich the lives of others. Your wisdom, your humor, your love, they matter. Whether it's sharing stories with your grandkids, offering advice to a friend, or simply being there to listen, you have so much to give. Sometimes, all it takes is a small act of reaching out to remind someone else that they are not alone, and in doing so, you remind yourself of the same. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Life gets busy. People are scattered. It's not always easy to coordinate schedules or find the time to connect. But the truth is, it's not about perfection. It's about effort. Even a small gesture, a quick message, a 5-minute chat, can have a profound impact. And when you make that effort consistently, those small moments add up to something truly meaningful. So let me challenge you to take action. Think of one person you can reach out to today. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture, just a simple phone call, a text, or an invitation to meet for coffee. Let them know you're thinking about them. Let them know they matter to you. And then, make a habit of it. Build those moments of connection into your routine, and watch as your relationships deepen and your sense of fulfillment grows. Loneliness doesn't have to be the final chapter. Connection is the key to breaking free from its grip, to creating a life filled with joy, warmth, and belonging. You have the power to strengthen your bonds with the people who matter most, and in doing so, you'll find that your life becomes richer, brighter, and more meaningful. So take that first step today. Reach out, connect, and let the people in your life know just how much they mean to you. Attitude 5. Cultivate patience and resilience. Adversity is part of the journey. It always has been, hasn't it? From the time we take our first steps, we face challenges, learning to walk, finding our voice, building a career, raising a family. But here's something many people don't realize. Life doesn't stop presenting challenges just because you've reached a certain age. In fact, setbacks can sometimes feel even harder as we grow older. The stakes feel higher, the recovery slower, and the frustrations deeper. But here's the truth that makes all the difference. Adversity isn't the enemy. It's a teacher, a guide, and often the catalyst for our greatest growth. Think about the last time you faced a setback. Maybe it was a health issue, a financial hurdle, or a disagreement with a loved one. It's natural to feel overwhelmed or even defeated in those moments. But what if I told you there's a way to approach adversity that not only helps you overcome it but also makes you stronger? It starts with cultivating patience and resilience, two of the most powerful attitudes you can have. When frustration or disappointment strikes, take a moment to pause. Instead of reacting immediately, breathe. Let yourself step back and ask one simple question. What's the opportunity here? It might sound counterintuitive at first, but every obstacle carries within it a chance for growth. Maybe it's an opportunity to learn a new skill, to develop a deeper understanding of yourself, or to strengthen a relationship. Shifting your perspective in this way doesn't make the challenge disappear, but it does change how you face it. It gives you control, clarity, and the ability to turn what feels like a setback into a stepping stone. Let me share some wisdom from one of history's greatest thinkers, Marcus Aurelius, who said, "The impediment to action advances action." What he meant is that the very thing standing in your way can become the path forward if you let it. Life's challenges, as difficult as they may be, often bring its greatest rewards. Think about it. How many times in your life have you looked back on a tough experience and realized that it shaped you in ways you never expected? Maybe it taught you patience, resilience, or even a new way of looking at the world. Those lessons are gifts, even if they don't feel like it in the moment. Patience and resilience aren't just about enduring tough times, they're about thriving through them. Patience allows you to sit with discomfort without letting it consume you. It's about understanding that not everything will be resolved immediately, and that's okay. Resilience, on the other hand, is the ability to bounce back, to pick yourself up after a fall and keep moving forward. Together, these attitudes form a powerful duo that can help you navigate anything life throws your way. Here's a practical way to start cultivating these qualities. When something goes wrong, resist the urge to immediately label it as bad. Instead, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow because of it? Write your thoughts down if that helps. Over time, you'll begin to see a pattern. Your greatest strengths often emerge in your toughest moments. It's also important to remember that resilience isn't something you have to build alone. Lean on the people around you. Share your struggles with trusted friends or family members. You'd be surprised at how much lighter a burden feels when it's shared. And if you find yourself struggling to maintain perspective, look to the wisdom of those who faced adversity before you. History, philosophy, and even your own life experiences are rich sources of inspiration and guidance. Let's also talk about the role of gratitude in this process. When you're in the middle of a challenge, it's easy to focus on what's wrong. But taking a moment to appreciate what's still right in your life can make a world of difference. Gratitude doesn't erase adversity, but it balances it. It reminds you that even in the darkest times, there is still light. And here's something to keep in mind. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel the weight of adversity. It doesn't mean you won't have moments of doubt or frustration. What it does mean is that you don't let those moments define you. You keep going, even when it's hard. You find strength in the struggle and purpose in the pain. That's what resilience is all about. So, the next time life throws you a curveball, remember this: every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. Take a breath, shift your perspective, and face it head on. It won't always be easy, but it will always be worth it. Because when you cultivate patience and resilience, you're not just surviving life's challenges, you're using them to become the best version of yourself. Attitude 6. Focus on leaving a legacy. Your story matters. Let that sink in for a moment. Every choice you've made, every lesson you've learned, every triumph and setback you've experienced, it all adds up to a life rich with meaning. Yet, as the years pass, it's easy to feel like your best days are behind you, that your contributions have been made, and now it's time to simply watch the world carry on. But let me tell you something profoundly true. Your story isn't just something to be remembered, it's something to be shared, cherished, and passed down. Your life is a gift, and the legacy you leave behind can inspire, guide, and uplift generations to come. Think about it. What does leaving a legacy mean to you? It's not just about financial inheritances or buildings named in your honor. It's about something far deeper: the values you've upheld, the wisdom you've gained, and the impact you've had on the people around you. It's about making sure that your unique journey, your lessons, and your love continue to ripple through the lives of those who follow. One of the most meaningful ways to start shaping your legacy is by sharing your story. Writing your memoirs might sound intimidating, but it's not about creating a polished bestseller. It's about capturing the essence of your life. Start small. Pick a single memory, one that has stayed with you over the years. Write it down in as much detail as you can remember. What did it teach you? How did it shape who you are today? As you piece together these stories, you're creating something truly special, a map of your life's journey, filled with lessons and insights that will resonate with those who read it. If writing isn't your style, consider recording your thoughts and memories. With today's technology, It's easier than ever to record your voice or even create videos where you talk about pivotal moments in your life. Imagine your children or grandchildren sitting down years from now and hearing your voice, listening to your stories, and feeling the love and wisdom you poured into those moments. It's a way to preserve not just your words but your presence, a gift that transcends time. Another powerful way to leave a legacy is through mentorship. Think about the younger generations in your life, your children, grandchildren, or even younger friends and neighbors. They're navigating a world that is constantly changing, filled with challenges and uncertainties. Your guidance, your perspective, and your encouragement can make all the difference. You've walked paths they haven't yet traveled. You've faced struggles they can't yet imagine. And you've learned lessons they desperately need to hear. By mentoring others, you're not only helping them grow, you're ensuring that the values and knowledge you hold dear live on. Seneca once said, "Not how long, but how well you have lived is the main thing." Those words carry so much truth. A legacy isn't measured by the number of years you've lived, but by the depth and quality of the life you've led. It's about the love you've shared, the lives you've touched, and the lessons you've passed on. It's about leaving the world a little better than you found it. But here's the thing about legacy. It's not just something you leave behind when you're gone. It's something you build every single day. Every choice you make, every interaction you have, every moment of kindness or wisdom you offer, it all adds to the story of who you are and what you stand for. Your legacy is alive, growing, and evolving with every passing day. So take a moment to reflect. What do you want your legacy to be? What lessons, values, and memories do you want to pass on? And more importantly, what steps can you take today to start building that legacy? Maybe it's picking up a pen and writing down the stories you've been meaning to share. Maybe it's sitting down with a loved one and having an honest, heartfelt conversation. Or maybe it's simply living each day with intention, knowing that every action, no matter how small, is a thread in the fabric of the legacy you're creating. Your story matters. Your wisdom matters. And the life you've lived holds a treasure trove of lessons that the world needs to hear. Don't let those lessons fade away. Share them, celebrate them, and take pride in knowing that your legacy will live on, not just in what you've done, but in the hearts and minds of those you've touched. Attitude 7. Find joy in the everyday. Happiness isn't a destination, it's a way of life. It's not some far-off place you'll reach after achieving all your goals or solving every problem. Happiness lives in the everyday, in the small moments that often pass us by because we're too busy chasing something bigger. How many times have you told yourself, "I'll be happy when the project is finished, when the house is paid off, when everything feels just right"? But here's the truth. If you're always waiting for happiness, you'll never truly find it. Life is made up of moments, tiny, fleeting, beautiful moments. Yet, chasing big goals or focusing on the future can blind us to the joy that's right in front of us. Think about it. How many times have you been so focused on reaching the next milestone that you forgot to savor what was already there? It's a common trap, but the good news is, you can step out of it. You can make a conscious choice to find joy in the everyday. Start by looking around you. What simple pleasures are you overlooking? Is it the warmth of your morning coffee as you sit quietly before the day begins? The sound of birds outside your window, or the way the sunlight filters through the trees? Maybe it's the laughter of a friend during a conversation or the way a home-cooked meal brings everyone together. These are the moments that define a life well lived, not the big, grand achievements, but the little things that fill your days with meaning. Finding joy in the everyday doesn't require you to change your life. It asks you to change the way you see it. Savor that good meal, not just the taste, but the experience of preparing it, sharing it, and appreciating it. Pause to watch the sunrise or sunset, letting its colors remind you of the beauty that exists even in the simplest parts of nature. Laugh with a friend, not just at their jokes, but at the sheer joy of connection and shared understanding. These moments might seem small, but they are the threads that weave a life of happiness. Henry David Thoreau once wrote, "Wealth is the ability to fully experience life." Think about that. True wealth isn't about the money you have or the possessions you own. It's about your capacity to be present, to soak in the richness of each moment, and to appreciate what you already have. Joy isn't something you acquire. It's something you uncover, something you nurture by being fully present in your life. Here's the thing. Joy doesn't always announce itself with fanfare. It's quiet, subtle, and easy to miss if you're not paying attention. But once you train yourself to notice it, you'll see it everywhere. You'll find it in the way a loved one smiles at you, in the feel of the breeze on your face, in the satisfaction of completing a small task. Joy isn't about having everything. It's about appreciating everything you already have. And yes, life has its hard days. There will be challenges, frustrations, and moments when joy feels out of reach. But even on those days, there's always something to be grateful for, something to hold on to. Maybe it's as simple as the comfort of your favorite chair or the warmth of a kind word. When you choose to focus on these small joys, you create a buffer against life's difficulties, a reminder that happiness is still possible, even in tough times. Take a moment to think about the attitudes we've explored together. Which of these do you already embody? Maybe you've always been someone who values learning, or perhaps you've cultivated deep connections with loved ones over the years. And now, consider this. Which of these attitudes, if fully embraced, could transform your life in ways you've never imagined? Reflection isn't just about looking back on what's been. It's about looking forward with clarity and purpose. It's about choosing the path you want to take from here, knowing that every small step builds toward a life of fulfillment. Think about your daily routines, your interactions, and the way you approach challenges. Where is there room for a shift in perspective, for a new habit that could bring more joy, health, or connection into your life? Imagine what it would feel like to wake up each day with a sense of purpose, to feel more connected to yourself and the people around you. It's not about doing everything all at once. It's about focusing on what matters most to you and taking that first step toward it. And that brings us to your next step. Start with just one attitude this week. Maybe it's as simple as taking a 15-minute walk each morning to prioritize your health. Or perhaps it's reaching out to an old friend for a coffee chat and rekindling a connection you've missed. Maybe you'll start keeping a gratitude journal, jotting down 3 things each day that make you smile. Whatever it is, commit to starting small and staying consistent. Those small actions have the power to create ripple effects that transform not just your days but your entire outlook on life. I'd love to hear from you. Which of these attitudes resonates with you the most? Which one feels like the right place for you to start? Let me know in the comments. I want to be part of your journey and hear about the steps you're taking. And if you're ready to dive deeper into building a life that feels fulfilling and meaningful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're just getting started, and I have so much more to share with you. This is your time. Your stage of life is rich with opportunities to grow, connect, and thrive. The best part? You have everything you need within you to make it happen. So take that first step today, and let's keep moving forward together. Your journey is just beginning.